video, as you can tell by the title, is a review video, and I'm going to do it a little bit MukBang style. Because I'm hungry. I've been working so much lately. I've got a lot of projects on the go, really exciting stuff that I can't wait to share with you. But when I get into that like work mode, I eat at really random times, and yeah, so I thought, you know what, mukbang videos are really big on YouTube at the moment, which makes them a little bit more socially acceptable to eat in a video, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm taking my multitasking to another level. Yeah, so let's start off with a drink. My husband got me this yesterday, and he thought that it was like a pre-mixed Bailey's type thing, which it kind of is marketed like that, but along the top it says non-alcoholic, so it's not real Bailey's. It's not like the alcoholic fun version. But, oh God, I just smacked myself in the glasses. But I have been on a keto diet for over a year, which means basically keto is high fat, low carb, low sugar, and by low, like no sugar. This is a treat on the keto diet, but it's not actually all that bad. It's better than a lot of the other chocolate milks, and it's got caffeine in it, so yay. Yeah, so I'll be drinking my Bailey's iced mochaccino, and I'm going to be eating, because I've already had dinner, I'm going to be eating some extra dark chocolate. Anyway. Oh, this stuff's good. So good. I'm going to get a milk moustache. Oh, I'm going to have a milk moustache through this. And get my beat up vintage mirror just to make sure, because could you imagine if I did this with a milk moustache? Oh my God. Alright, so the ballet class app. Where is it? I've got so many. Okay, so you know what? I was going to show you on the computer. Oh, it's my cover photo. Me and little Bubba Charlie. Anyway, but I'm not going to show you on there because that's ridiculous. I'll just insert the picture. So here's what it looks like. It takes a while to load up. Now the free version, like with most apps, the free version is good but not great, and you need to buy extra things. The thing about the ballet class app though is that all the really awesome features come with the free version. What you pay for is extra tracks and extra music, but you can actually import your own music into it. So if you already have a whole bunch of ballet class music or your syllabus CDs, you can load them into this. However, I've never done that. Apparently you can do that. But the awesome thing about this is you can change the speed of the tracks. So I'm going to go to this track. Alright, so it's got heaps of information on each of the tracks. It separates them into the different types of ballet step. And it was my dog. He's in his house bed crate thing. Yeah, so it separates it into the different steps, and when you buy new albums, it automatically puts them. So if you need a tendu, it's all there for you. So tendus rapides or something like that. So here we go into, now we see the actual screen for a particular track. So you can see here you've got number of beats, and you can change that up or down. You can change the speed of the track, the volume, so this is the standard one. Turn it up. That's the standard speed. Okay, that's the standard track that comes with it. What I'm going to do now is increase the speed significantly. So I've taken it up to 140 BPM. And if you're doing that step and they're like, oh, that's too fast, you can turn it down. You can change the speed whilst it's still playing. you imagine if you had a class doing like a really tricky battement jeté, battement dégagé exercise, and you just kept increasing the speed sneakily? Yeah, so you can make it longer, you can make it shorter, like it just keeps going and going. You can save versions of it. So if you're like, yep, I love that, that's what I want to use from now on for this, you can save it. You can create your own playlists from it all. Basically, get on, have a play with just the free version and the tracks that come with the free version first, and then look at buying some of the albums that go into it, because it's, yeah, and loading up your own stuff, because it's really cool. I've been using it for ages, and I've got a lot of my other teaching friends onto it, so get onto that. Next up, the Dancing with the Stars game. Okay. I played this one on my phone. I started playing it on my, what's that phone called? The really good one I had like the Samsung 9, and then I broke it because I went hiking and I dropped it on. So now I'm using this old Samsung 6, which is still a really good phone. It's just, you know. Anyway, so that could be affecting the quality, but I don't know why I didn't like this. I have tried so hard to like it. It's one of those match 3 duel type games, like Candy Crush. And I was into Candy Crush for a little bit and then got over it. Yeah, I don't know why I'm not into this. It's highly rated on the App Store, so please take my review with a grain of salt. Basically, I think the reason I didn't like it was because there seemed to just be a bit too much going on. Yeah, so basically you have like training sessions, you have rehearsals, and you have training sessions in the studio with your partner. You have rehearsals, just having a play right now. You have rehearsals at the studio, the TV studio, and then you have the actual live performances where the judges score you. Now, this is one of those, it is, you know, matching duels, but you're actually trying to get certain steps to do in your training. So, like, just because I can do a match down here, hopefully you can see this, just because I can do a match down here that's the oranges doesn't mean that's going to be a very good one for me, because it's not the first one I need to do. So I'm going to try and get some red ones. And now, look, to be brutally honest, I honestly don't believe I've been playing this completely correctly. I don't quite get it, which isn't. Games nowadays have very, very good tutorials. This one, the tutorial to start, wasn't particularly good. One of the things I really do like about it is once you've got enough of one of the steps, you hit the button and they'll do the step. And it actually is the step from that particular ballroom dance. So when I do if I match these red ones here, they'll do half of the step, I think it is. Something like that. Now I can do this red spin. Hop, 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 hop. Because they're doing the quick step, if you can see up there. Yeah, so look, by all means try it out, especially if you're someone who loves these sorts of tile swap games, and if you like ballroom dancing, absolutely go for it. You'll love it. I don't know, there was just something about it that I was just like, eh. I've never been majorly into the tile swap games anyway, so that's probably a main reason why I wasn't loving it. On to a movie. I watched Dear Dumb Diary because it was the next movie on my list in Netflix of dance-related or musical-related movies. I'm trying to get a better understanding of tweens. Hence my Secret Life of Tweens series, which, you know, go and watch, link the playlist up here, where I get my niece Keisha to educate me about what tweens are into. So when I went to watch this movie, I wasn't expecting anything. I was expecting it to be at the same level, hopefully a bit better, but as 2-2, You Can 2-2, or whatever that movie was I reviewed last time that I hated. This was really good. I actually watched it a second time today just to get ready for filming. I loved this film. It's freaking adorable. And I mean that in a good way, not adorable in a, you know, ponies and fairies and pink things way. So the girl that plays the lead, Emily Aylan Lind, she is so goddamn charismatic. She's a great singer. You don't really come away from this film thinking, oh, that was a great musical. You don't really... I didn't, both times, I didn't really feel like it was a musical, but it is a musical. There are musical numbers in it. But basically what happens is Jamie Kelly is the lead girl, that's Emily, and she writes in her diary, and her inner monologue that we hear in voiceover narration, and she also addresses the camera a lot as well. So her inner monologue is most of the time her talking to her diary, and she calls it her dumb diary. Now, it's never fully explained in the movie why she calls it a dumb diary when she considers it one of her best friends. That's probably explained in the books. This is one of the very few times that I have watched a movie and not read the books. But yeah, it's based on a book series, based on the best-selling books by Jim Benton. Didn't know that, but then I'm not the target audience, so, you know. Her best friend is fabulous. She's horrible and cynical, and for my generation, she's like a mini Janine Garofalo. She's great. Love her. It's just great. It's like the synopsis here. Based on the best-selling books by Jim Benton, young Jamie Kelly navigates middle school mean girls and boys with her two best friends. Her two best friends are... Why do I want to call her Olivia? I don't think that is her name, but the best friend, the mini Janine Garofalo, and her diary is her other best friend. The musical numbers are awesome. Lots and lots of possibilities there for dance routines, definitely. Song and dance, jazz. You would be able to get away with it, I believe, in a musical theatre section. It hasn't been done on Broadway, but definitely you'd get away with it. It's really charming. Mostly comes down to the casting. It's great. Not just of the lead, the two main girls are great. Yeah, so do yourself a favour, particularly if you've got a dance studio movie night coming up. Dear Dumb Diary, do it. It's really cool. I really enjoyed it. Okay. And finally, I haven't even eaten anything. It's supposed to be a MukBang, and I haven't eaten a thing. I'm back. Got it. I've got I'm stuck into the chocolate. The Maddie Diaries. It's been out for a really long time. Written by Maddie Ziegler of Dance Mums fame. Nowadays, she's definitely outside of the dance world. She's very much associated with the Sia film clips and being Sia's little mini-me. Now, first published in 2017. Really? I thought it was earlier than that. Okay, so it's only been out a year. I really like it. I'm a book snob. I'll watch a trash movie and enjoy it, but I'm a snob when it comes to books. This is really good. It's not brilliant, but for what it's trying to do, it does it really well. For its target audience, it's great. So it's basically her life story, but she was, what, 15 or something when this came out? 15, 16 when it came out, and 14, 15 when she was writing it. It's not a very long life. But it never occurred to me that she wouldn't have a whole lot of stuff to fill this book with. Because similar to what I touched on well, not touched on, but similar to what the topic of my previous video, my very emotional, I'm not good with emotion, my very emotional video about dance mums, my dance mum. What I was talking in that about was professional dancers have to start young. It's just the way it is. So you end up experiencing life in a very mature way from a much younger age. So she did have a lot of things to put in here. But also, she was on a reality TV show for, I don't know how many years she was on, insert here, 6, 7, who knows. A long time. She toured with one of the biggest pop stars in the world at the time. She went through a divorce with her parents. She's had a life. She's got a lot of interesting things to say and a really interesting perspective on the world. Okay, so my SD card crapped itself, pretty much. This is the 3rd time I have filmed the ending of this video. It's as if my technology doesn't want me to tell you that this book is really good. I don't know why it doesn't want me to tell you that, but that's just the way it is. Okay, so I've written notes because I am just so fled about this, but okay, so first thing, I don't believe Maddie wrote this alone. She was, what, 14, 15 when she was writing this. Most autobiographies, most biographies have a ghostwriter, which means that someone else pretty much does the writing, put together by interviews that they've done with the subject matter, so in this case with Maddie. But I don't think that's a bad thing, okay? So, and I don't know why that's important to say, but I think it is. I think it also means that she's not putting in stuff that's either inappropriate, or it helps to make it a better book. Because even a great writer at 14 or 15 is probably not going to have a brilliant readable book, except for the chick that wrote The Outsiders. That's incredible, and she was 15 when she wrote that. But anyway, okay. The format of the book is not a linear narrative. Pardon me. It's not going through chronologically her life from, you know, birth to now. What it does is each chapter starts off with a bit about her. How many chapters are there? 10 chapters. And it does go chronologically. Like the first chapter is presenting Madison Nicole. It's about her as a baby. But they also include, and I do say they deliberately, like they, the team that wrote it, they include other bits and pieces. Like there's little doodles throughout, little drawings throughout of that Maddie has done herself. But they also have little sections, like they have a Dear Maddie section where fans have written in questions and Maddie helps them, and they're all very relatable and appropriate to the age group. Personally, I found those sections a little bit boring, but that's understandable because I'm 37, not 13, and I can't massively relate to those problems anymore. Her advice is very, very generic and sweet, which is lovely. It is at times naive, but it's not in any way damaging. Like, she's not telling people to, she's not giving bad advice, basically. The bit that I really liked, though, is apparently Maddie is obsessed with Grey's Anatomy, and so are Kalani and Jojo. And in Grey's Anatomy, I don't watch it, but in Grey's Anatomy, they have a section, they're not a section, but they have this saying that Meredith, is that the girl's name, the main one? Anyway, she'll say, today's a beautiful day to save lives, and it's something that she and some of the other characters say to uplift themselves or keep themselves motivated. Anyway, this is something that the Dance Mums girls apparently say to themselves and to each other, but they change it to today is a beautiful day too, and something else. So Maddie has that section in there, and it's really quite cute where she'll give you different ideas of things to do. This is my favourite one. Today is a beautiful day to dance like no one is watching. I don't like that when you go on stage, that mentality. When you go on stage, you dance like the audience is watching you. You need to be aware of your audience. But it is really, what she's saying here is to just, like, I'll read it. I love to just crank up the music and let loose, not worry about if my feet look perfect or my shoulders are straight, dance it out. And every dancer knows this, that sometimes just chucking the music on in your bedroom and jumping around like an idiot and just dancing to the music, it's just the best thing ever. I don't do it as much as I should, as much as I used to, and so thank you to Maddie for reminding me to do that. Other things like here, she's got volunteer, which is really important, and it's such a great thing to be encouraging young kids to do. There's also testimonials in it, just cute little letters from people who are part of her world. So this one's from Holly, Nia's mum, and then one from Nia. Travis Wall writes a little bit in there as well, just people giving their impression of Maddie. Yeah, so look, it's a really lovely book. Definitely very targeted to a particular age group, probably more suited to people who either are dancers themselves or who at least know Maddie from dance mums. But I think even if you don't know who she is, it's still going to be a great book for young girls to read. And I do encourage dance teachers and dance mums to read it as well, because it just gives you that little bit of an extra insight into young kids. And I think it's really important that we understand young kids today, because young kids today are very different to young kids when we were young kids. Yeah. Anyway, that is it for today. Hopefully this recording works, because I don't want to have to talk about this book for a 4th time. As much as I liked it, it's... Thank you very much for watching. If you want to get updates on when I'm uploading my videos, I do try to upload every Friday. But hit the subscribe button with the notification bell and you'll get notifications on when I have a new video up. And if you could do me a favour and hit the thumbs up button, it really helps the analytics of my channel, and I like looking at the analytics because it's all graphs and spreadsheets and things, and it lets the geek part of Dance Geek come out in me, and I love it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!